Okay, well, you just want to do some role-playing games and have some fun, but the fight is on. So here's the video, and I really just want to get back to role-playing, work on some stuff, but we got to fight the fight. For those who think we're exaggerating, this is satanic abortion stuff. Please listen to this witch explain her spells that take power from life that has been conceived. And thank you, Lila Rose, for finding this.
How to practice abortion as a magical ritual. Part 1. My qualifications for teaching this: I am a witch who has had abortions and has used them as rituals. I've been through.
So she has qualifications to teach. So that's the goal of a witch, right? Is to teach, to preach, to push this. The witch trials in the 15th century were correct. We have been lied to. We have been lied to about the witch trials. They're beating the pagans and the secularists are beating into us that to feel guilty about the witch trials. No, we don't have to feel guilty. This is exactly what we encountered. Now, here's the thing with the Inquisition and the witch trials. It's a trial. So we would actually, are they going to repent? Are they going to stop doing this? Are they going to stop murdering their own children or murdering or teaching others how to murder their own children? No, they're not. When does evil ever stop doing evil? All evil does is pretend it's innocent, and it blames you for their evil. Does evil ever apologize for evil? No, it will blame you, just like the Democrat Party. They will never take responsibility for their slavery. They will only blame the Republicans for their slavery. And do the whole, oh, we had a switch. Evil will never apologize for evil. So this person is now preaching this, and I'm going to keep playing this.
Through this twice. And it's birthing magic and death magic simultaneously. If you are a womb body who...
Womb body. So this is how pathetic it is, and you men of the church, men of virtue, we need to rebuke this. This is evil. She should be put on trial. She's evil. She wants to murder. She wants to do rituals for the murder of innocent life. She wants to have power over it. So we need to rebuke this. We need to, and we're Christians. So I'm not going to witch hunt her. I'm going to create legislation. We need to push for legislation and politicians who speak out against this and who create laws that we then have trials, and we arrest them like you would legally, lawfully. And right now they're legally, lawfully murdering children and then, of course, doing rituals and promoting it. So we need to counter that by voting in politicians, building the church, creating men of virtue, putting them in governance, creating laws, and doing witch trials. Yes, we need to bring back the witch trial. It's not a mob thing. The pagans believe in mobs. I'm not talking about a mob thing here. I'm talking about legislation.
Who has made the decision to have an abortion. Keep in mind that there is death and there is life. There has been a conception. There is life that has been conceived. For me, I look at the abortions I've had as workings. So just like you would go through a spell and do things in a very specific order, you would lay things out in a very specific order, because how we do our rituals and our workings and our spell castings, the order that we do them in is the order they play out in the physical. When the magic really kicks in and our spirits that we've called on say it's time for that working to work.
Spirits,
so if we
demons.
look at an abortion and conception ritualistically, there's a life that has been conceived.
So they believe in death. They believe in death. They believe in destroying things. This is paganism, and it's the same paganism over and over. I've been reading it in my missionary books. In the 6th century, they had a list of things that they wanted the witches to stop doing. And back then in the 6th century, when the church was just starting, their punishments was just fasting. That's all it was. So you can see by 14th century why they got more and more brutal with their punishments, because it never stopped for 600, 700 years. The murders of children, I don't know how else to tell you. Can you hear me, please? They're murdering children. We're letting it happen through our governance, through our legislation, and through the weakness of the church. And weak men like you and me are letting this happen. They're murdering children. And maybe we're the guilty ones for letting them do it. Paganism, witches, Satanism, it's all part of it. And strengthen yourself in love. Lust, it's selfishness. So I like that they put this in from the Bible. He built King Manasseh of Judah. So Jews, you are also hugely culprits in this, obviously, based on the Bible. And Jews need to, I just don't see like pro-life Jews. I don't see a very powerful pro-life Jewish movement. I don't see a powerful pro-life or creation science or creation, which is Genesis, movement amongst the Jews. So I'm kind of confused by that. You know, the Orthodox, I really wish they'd speak out on this. I'm assuming they are. I know they are, but I don't see it. But they have the same issue as Christians we do. He built altars to all the stars in the sky in both courtyards of the Lord's temple. He sacrificed his son in the fire, practiced witchcraft and divination, and consulted mediums and spiritists. He did a huge amount of evil in the Lord's sight, angering him. Manasseh set up the carved image of Asherah, which he made in the temple that the Lord has spoken about to David and his son Solomon. I will establish my name forever in this temple and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel. So paganism is alive and well. It's doing all this. It's evil and horrific, and we're letting it happen. And me being in the RPG culture, is like trying to just put a wedge in there with you Christian men and say, it's time to fight the fight. It's time to quit acting like, you need a break, or you need to, just do fantasy, because they're not just doing fantasy. They're preaching gender fluidity. They're preaching LGBT. They're preaching pride. They're preaching paganism. They're preaching abortion and murdering children. And we're just like, and I guess I shouldn't be, but I am kind of surprised. There's a lot of people my generation who are RPG guys, old guys, and they're all, they're just agnostic or atheist or whatever. I'm kind of surprised. I thought there'd be more Christians. But I guess I'm wrong. Or Christians that are just silent or don't want to, or want to be silent in the RPG culture to get along. We Christians have to be silent and remove our faith to get along, but the pagans don't. They can be loud and vociferous and do whatever they want. So, yeah. Wow. Just trying to look at the news and then do some work, and then this is what I come up with. The witches are proud. They're out proud. We need to fight it. We need to rebuke them. We need to push for witch trials again. We do. We need to. However that works. I mean, I prefer the changing of hearts and minds. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing this ministry and RPG culture. I prefer that, but they're murdering and they're happy about it, and they're preaching it and they're teaching it, and it's rituals and spells. So I'm the bad guy, I guess, because I disagree with that and think it should be legislatively illegal, but I'm the bad guy, I think, in this world, which makes sense. Anyway, love the enemy. And no, Jesus is going to win in the end, and there's nothing you and I, we're just a messenger. So that's what we need to keep doing, and joyfully. And that's what I'm doing, and I'm finding it joyful. I'm actually very joyful in being the messenger in, what do you know, role-playing games. The thing I love doing the most. All right, that's it. So in this game of life, we better start rolling holy dice, for crying out loud.